canción para mi gente, con una pasión tan fuerte.
There it is. We are live like Channel 5, finest hour. I got one of my good friends in this world who it don't matter how much time goes by, we always going to love each other. That's Mr. Taylor Roberts from Riding with Killers and the band Taproot.
What's up, brother? It's so good to see you, man.
You too, man. You too. I'm so glad we've been able to keep in touch. And like I said, it was back in 2007 when we was doing the thing down here, and you know, there can't be nobody just about aside from some of your like your mother and people be more happy for you than I am. And I mean that with everything in me, brother.
I really appreciate that, bro. I mean, dude, who can forget Muffin Man and Fat?
Hey,
Like that was like an iconic duo in that of itself. Like that was the jam, dude.
oh, dude, I'll never forget that we had we had rode to Pensacola, Florida, because these people said they were having a festival downtown Pensacola, and we got there and it was in a vacant lot, and this guy had a 5x7 rug for the drums, one extension cord. Said it was sponsored by Domino's Pizza. He had one pizza and a 6-pack of Budweiser. And by that time, my phone rang and it was you. It's like, hey, what are y'all doing tonight? I was like, well, we had this, but what do you got? And it was at Kirk's in Gulfport. And left
Yeah.
Pensacola and Beeline all in Gulfport.
Man, Kirk's Bazaar. What a time that was, man.
Man,
That was an era.
yeah, yeah. They were that was like one of the first venues that really gave us a chance over there to, and aside from the fact they gave like every band member a case of beer or something crazy, it was it was so crazy, man. It was what was it? Some bands like Burn, and I can't really remember a lot of them from back then, but I remember,
Yeah.
wasn't in Burn, but there's, I can't think of too many others from that day.
Dude, there's a lot to remember, man. But that was a fun place to cut your teeth on, man. And it was one of those shows that like you knew it was just gonna be a fun, rowdy, just like in your face kind of a time. Like it was a fun spot, man. And like sometimes you'd have it packed to the brim, and then sometimes you'd have like three or four people in the crowd, but it was
Right?
still fun
Yeah.
and you still got to go up and play some music, and that's what really mattered. And it was always a good vibe there, and Kirk always like he really did give a lot of bands a lot of like a lot of chances to get on stage. And I have a lot of memories from that venue, man. That was that was the oh man, we get to go play a show 10,
Right.
15 minutes down the road from home. Like, let's
Yeah.
go. Let's,
Yeah. And then we went
you
to the
know,
All Celtic from there, and that
yeah.
was man, that was one of the funnest shows ever. The
Dude,
house.
some of those old photos, man, of
Yeah.
us, because we dressed like that was when The Dark Knight had come out, and like the entire band dressed like the Joker's henchmen from the
Right.
opening scene, and we all had masks on. And there's a photo of me, I'm pretty sure, just I don't know what I'm doing, but Brian Lohman is on your back, I'm pretty sure.
I couldn't do that.
and
I wanted to.
then Chris Hernandez is just standing in the back like, wow.
Yeah, and that was one of the funnest shows I ever played in any band I ever been in. I've had that conversation with a lot of people, and they're like, "Oh man, something no, y'all don't understand. This Halloween show was just on another level."
it's it's one of those like never for in like packed house, like you know um I mean, it doesn't take much up there, but still, like to get people out to Pascagoula and get enough people to where people are shoulder to shoulder, and every band throws down like a motherfucker that night, and the crowd sticks out for the entire evening like that. It's just that was one of those shows, man. Like
Oh yeah,
that was a really good time, man. Ryan basically he gave us a lot of shots too, man. That was how
yeah,
we started moving more east towards, Mobile, and then towards Pensacola, and then Destin, and then beyond, like it was a good stepping stone, and we had a lot of fun while we were there.
Oh, absolutely, man. I got a with Ryan. I love that place so much. I was working security even for him sometimes on the weekends. We didn't have shows, and he called me one time during the week and was trying to. He wanted me to come over there and like manage it, and he was going to move and like move it back. I was it Wisconsin or somewhere, maybe where he's from. But did I lose you? Technical difficulties. There he is. You are.
Sorry.
Oh, you good? I got you. You good, brother?
Hold on one second. Sorry, I'm back.
Oh, you good, man? You good?
That was the Taproot bat phone ringing in the
Uh,
background.
make the hair on the back of your neck stand up still, man. Is it so surreal?
Dude, I still can't believe that I just played 2 shows with them, man. Like, it doesn't feel real. It doesn't, but like at the same time, like when I was on stage with Phil and Jared and Steve, like it felt natural. It
Mhm.
felt comfortable. And I don't know, man. It was so much fun, man. And I remember when I got that phone call, I was seeing some really good clients. I can't even call them clients, like we still work together. But they've become some of my best friends, Matt and Sam Stillman, who just had a child, which congratulations to them. I fucking love you guys.
Awesome.
Um, but beautiful baby girl, healthy as can be. Just an awesome family, like really, really great people. But I was out to lunch with them, and I get a text and then a phone call, and I start crying at the table, and they're like, "Is everything okay?" And I was like, "Everything's wonderful," because like
Right.
it was like that just happened. Like
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. And like in rehearsal, like when we played mine, like that I got like the first couple songs, I was like, I would say I was in a panic because
Mhm.
like I was like, oh my God, I'm at rehearsals with all the guys, and this is the first time we're gonna make sound together. Um and then whenever we played mine, like I just got the goosebumps, and I was just like
Yeah.
and then the next day, which became even more surreal, um, Dave Coughlin is going to play a couple of dates with Taproot. And here's how crazy all this shit is, man. So obviously, Dave Coughlin has done all the drums for the first Riding with Killers record, as well as like various singles,
Yeah.
EPs, yada yada yada. That's
Mhm.
all Dave. And Taproot is what brought Dave and I together 10 years ago. He was the touring drummer for Taproot, and I hit it off with all the guys, Mike included. Like I always tell everyone I got spoiled on the Taproot tour because every single person from crew to band member was so nice. And it's like when you get to tour with your childhood heroes, and they're that cool to you, and you feel like you became friends with them. Like Phil used to teach me Brazilian jiu-jitsu
Yeah.
before shows 10 years ago, and you know, dude, Steve, like, just is one of the funniest people, like,
Yeah.
alive. And, it's just like, the guys that you watched on MTV as a kid, and they're being cool to you and chatting with you and forming a relationship. And they're not acting like they're better than anybody. But yet they're going up there every single night and just absolutely killing it. Um, but like getting to do rehearsals with Dave was just especially incredible, and Meg is Oh, dude, that was
Meg.
so fucking mean. That was so mean,
I was gonna ask you about
bro.
Meg. That's a good
She's
story with
right
Meg.
here. She's right here. But yeah, man. It was very, very surreal that Dave and I got to rehearse Taproot tunes together because that's the very band that brought us together in the first place and, led us to making music together. And now we get to play a couple of shows as Taproot and we're in the same band. Like it's so cool, man, because Dave's the older brother I never got to have, man. And I have had so much fun creating with him over the last, God, I would say at this point, like 4 or 5 years at this, something like that. And I've grown so much by being around him and his wife Mel and his daughter Delaney. And you know, um they've just been so wonderful to me, and I can't thank them enough because like I'm still in the game, and
Yeah,
it's very hugely thanks to them. Like
yeah,
they urged me to move up here, and I came up here in 2017 when Taproot did the two machine shop shows, and Dave was like, "Yo, bro, just come stay the night with me and stay the weekend," and had such a blast. And that's what made me be like, man, like I could be next to the machine shop, I could
yeah,
be next to all this. And I made the jump because I wanted to be next to Dave and I wanted to make music with him, and here we are. Like it's insane how things just work out. And the crazy part is the first show that Dave and I are doing together is at Route 20 in Racine, Wisconsin. Um, and that was the very last show that Catharsis played on our part of the Taproot tour, and it was essentially the last day. They did
mm,
Dirt Fest, I think, the next night or something like that. So it wasn't like, it was the last venue booked
yeah.
as the tour package and everything else. And that is our first show together with Taproot is the very venue that we left off together 10 years
You can
ago.
write that stuff, man. That's
Dude,
like
I
a book.
know it's crazy, man. And the fact that like the next time that Taproot does the machine shop run, which this go around, it's 3 sold out nights versus
Yeah,
2. Like I get to be the guitar player, and the fact that in 2017, those 2 nights and being reunited with Phil and Steve and Dave and getting to meet Jared for the first time, it was like, oh my God, man, I missed
mm,
this so much, and I missed my friends and my people. And it felt, I don't know, the machine shop just instantly felt like home too, man. Like first time I ever walked in there, I was like, it felt like I had been there before. I had that crazy sense of like, man, I've dreamt about this place kind of a
mm,
thing. And I've just come to know those people up there as family now too, man. Like I ended up doing a sound gig for Miles Kennedy. I ran monitors for him for his date up there, and just really got to know the crew that much more at the shop. And I don't know, man. It's crazy how everything comes together. And I didn't have all this on my bingo card, but here
yeah.
we are.
No, for sure, man. I I love the band Cold. That's one of my all-time, like, just
I
favorites,
do
and I saw
too.
them with Taproot in Hattiesburg, however you say it, whatever. What was it? The Bottling Company, I think was the name of that
Yeah.
venue.
Yes. They
Yeah,
had that was a cool venue. I never
yeah,
got to play there, but that was that they had a really interesting stage, if I remember
yeah.
correctly. Like I saw a bunch of photos from there, and I know they used to have all kinds of good shows coming through.
Oh, yeah, it was, of course, I love Taproot, and Calling is like that's just one of my songs that's like, oh, yeah, dude, that's up there for me, and, we
I
went to
bought
that
that on
show.
so many streaming services, so many different times throughout the years. Like,
Yeah, it's, man, remember that, I met the singer from Cold, and it was kinda like, okay, I walk outside, and all the guys from Taproot are just like chilling, and I'm like, I'm just the kind of person. I'm like, I'm not gonna be fanboy, but I'm like, hey man, how you doing? Just to fill it out, see how they were doing. And dude, they were so nice, man. It was like I was like, it got to the point I was like, all right, I got to hit the road because I get back home because they were just so genuine and so like they were interested in talking to you. Just they were treating everybody that came up to them outside the venue that night just they were just so late. They did not have any ounce of like rock stardom to them. They were the feel was
Yeah.
all of them, and they were just like, "Hey man, what's up?" Asking questions, talking, "Where you from?" Blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, got pictures with them. I was like, oh, wow, I just hung out with Taproot.
Yeah.
It was like
That's
2010, I think.
so you know exactly what I'm
Oh
talking
yeah,
about
yeah,
then with how they are, because like that's again, that's why I always echo that sentiment that I really got spoiled on that tour because you know like people aren't always that cool,
no, I mean,
and they were,
yeah,
and that's and especially like you said, when you connect with the music and you find that meaning in those songs, and you get to have those expressions of emotions, whether it be anger or sadness or happiness or whatever, like there's such a wide variety that of emotions that I've gotten to feel with that band, and to play guitar for a band that I actually care about, that's
yeah.
cool.
Now, was there I don't know if I'd asked you this just in messaging or whatever. Was there an audition process, or were you were just the man, huh? They were like, we want you.
Basically, so I feel like Dave was passing along some of my tunes to like Phil and the rest of the guys that we were writing together,
Mhm.
um, and what we were recording with Matt LaPlante, and they basically they thought, I think at first, that I still lived in Mississippi. And
Oh,
then once he was like, oh wait, he's in Detroit, like he's up here with us, they were like, call him now, like they were just like, yes.
yeah,
Like, so like I did, it's not like I went up against anybody, but like
yeah,
they knew, I guess, that they wanted me. So like I got asked by Steve. I got asked by Phil. I had some good phone calls, and they said that they wanted me to be there, and that that there was no one else that they were looking at. So that meant the
oh,
world, because it's
oh,
like it's
I
it's
mean, they
it's
probably could have
Taproot,
hired
man.
anybody from wherever. You know what I mean? They could have just pulled in somebody. Hey, it's Taproot. We need a touring guitarist or whatever. But
Right.
that they chose you, man, that is so special and so genuine. You know what I'm saying? That is.
Yeah.
I know that had to just fill your heart with all kind of love, man.
Uh, Dude, I felt it big time, after we finished playing Birthday in Marietta, Ohio, this past Saturday. We headlined that date, but we got to see the homies in Smile Empty Soul. I absolutely
Mhm.
love those guys. 10 years played. Always a phenomenal show, man. Those guys throw it the fuck down there. Their LED panels that they had on the other side of the
Mhm.
stage was so I ended up climbing up this fire escape up to the second story and hopped over some shit and was up by like the air conditioned units, but like I had this insane view while 10 years was playing, and like I need to upload some of the video because it was so cool, because the venue was outside in between two buildings, and it was like long ways, and I mean, dude, front to back just filled. It was insane.
Mhm.
um but like I've been getting to sing, a lot, with Taproot, which is fucking awesome, and I was belting the end parts of Birthday, and once I hit that last note, it just kind of rang out, and like it hit me what was happening. Just because, especially that song "Birthday," dude.
Yeah,
Like what a beautiful, beautiful emotional song, man. Like getting a little welled up thinking about it, man. Like
yeah,
that was the moment, I think, that like it really hit me that I was doing this, and
yeah,
uh my tech, and really Jared, he was Jared's tech first, but he became my tech as well. But Julius, I absolutely love that kid. Um, he walked up and he saw where I was at, and he's like, "Bro," He's like, "You're killing it. Enjoy." Like he knew exactly what to say. He was like,
Mhm.
"Live in this moment right the fuck now, but
Yeah.
drink some water." And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Drink some water." I know that look, and I was like, "All right, man." Like, and he was just on it, and I've
Yeah.
never experienced that before in my life, dude. Because like, dude, I had 8 guitar changes at
Wow.
that show, and just because the way the set bounces around, and I've got 4 different tunings, because I've been trying to play all of this true to how it was written and
Mhm.
recorded in studio, and the way that Mike played, and I want to do it the right way, and that requires me to have 4 guitars.
Yeah.
And dude, he didn't miss a beat, man. But I don't know, that I got really emotional at that point, and it still doesn't seem real, man. But it's the coolest thing in the world. It really is.
That was my bone to pick with you, knucklehead, about singing. The first time I heard that Riding with Killer stuff, I wanted to come strangle you. I'm like, "What did he do? What in the world? Where did this come from?" And I'm not nobody from, Catharsis, the other bands you were in. It's just like, "Oh my god," I like talk with different people. I'm like, "You ever heard Taylor sing?" They're like, "What? Taylor sing?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "What in the world, dude? You could have." But I know you explained the timing deal. Was that something you really just never wanted to?
I mean, dude, like I clearly remember being a kid, and like no shame in my game, but like I used to sing the fuck out of some Backstreet Boys when I was a
Yeah,
kid. And just like that pop era, man, like that era was fucking sweet for
yeah,
all that music, for pop period. Like that era was awesome,
yeah.
and I'll die on that hill. But like I always remember that I loved singing. I enjoyed it, but like I feel like for a long time I was very scared of my own voice.
Mhm,
Um and after I left Wildfire, I was like, well, what am I gonna do? And then it was like, well, I can try to find another front man, or it's like I can do it. Like, why not? Like, I like singing. I like talking to the crowd. Like, I feel
right.
like I always did talk to the crowd
And
with
that's what I'm saying.
Catharsis and
Yeah,
Wildfire. I always, maybe I wasn't, like the best front man 100% of the time, but I feel like I always found a good way to get a response out of the
oh,
audience. And
yeah,
I knew that I enjoyed it. I knew that I felt comfortable with it. And uh again, like I knew that I always liked singing, and I was like, well, maybe I can try, maybe I can see what happens. And learning to sing and play guitar at the same time and be a front man, like it's definitely been a challenge, but like I feel like I'm getting more comfortable with it. I'm getting more comfortable with the songs, and like I've had to work up vocal health too, especially because like I don't know if you remember a few years back, but I had an inguinal hernia,
mhm,
which was god awful.
yeah,
Don't really recommend you ever get one of those.
right,
But like to protect myself moving forward, because like that was my problem. It was like I I could sing, like I could hit notes, but like I wasn't getting there properly. I was pushing too hard. I was not breathing properly. Like I'm still learning. And honestly, like I would love to find a good in-person vocal coach. Like I think that's something I'm putting out to the universe, like to find the right person to
yeah,
sit with, because I want longevity with what I do. And like that, causing myself that kind of physical harm,
mhm.
like that was a big wake up call. I still hit that fucking note though, man. Like I hit it, like, I got it, but like at what cost?
Oh, yeah,
Like it's been a fun but challenging road, but like it's cool to know that I can do it. And
yeah,
my favorite thing is the fact that it's just the three of us, and I'm not
oh, yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
I might have, like, you know, like, our little fun zips and zaps, or if there's, like, an orchestral part or a programmy part, and, you know, a little bit of rhythm guitar, but even then, like, I have it so low in the mix on a track
Mhm.
that, like, like, it basically it feels like 3 dudes up there, because it is just 3 dudes up there. Like, I'm not relying heavily on anything. Like, I just, and, like, even a lot of the times too, like, we've had to play a lot of shows where we haven't had access to tracks, and
Mhm.
that's okay, because, like, we got up there and we ran the songs, like, not, you know what I mean? Like, it was
Right.
like, dude, no matter what, we can get up there and play a rock show,
Right.
because we're not a track heavy band, but it's cool that we're a three piece and we still sound full,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
So, that's kind of been, my my big thing is that, like, it's really cool that we can do this as a three piece, and again, we're not a track heavy band, because that's my thing, dude. I wanna write rock songs, like, maybe, one song requires for a little, which we one of our new singles, that will be, I would say, one of the lead singles from the new record. My buddy George, did the violins, and, it's absolutely beautiful, but, like, it's not like there's a whole 30-piece or 50-piece orchestra behind us. It's just nice
Right.
little things, and, it's I don't know, man. It's been really cool to be able to do this, because it's scary, man. Like, I was never the singer, I was never the front man, and,
Yeah.
to get up there, like, it's hard, man. Even for 30 minutes to get up there and
Oh yeah.
jump around like an idiot and look cool and move with the music, but
Oh yeah.
stay on with the guitar, and, singing and staying on key, and,
Yeah.
but it's been fun. So I'm having a really good time, and, yeah, I feel like it's been preparing me for all the stuff with Taproot too.
Right.
So
Yeah, I mean, especially the way I mean, you've always had a great stage presence, and it's, I've told people that I've told you, I think recently that I used to Jack that, as our drummer, I used to say, I'm like, "Man, I just love watching Taylor play guitar." You could just you just like it's some people just got it, and it's like that's what they're meant to do. That's your art, that's your soul, that's everything you're letting out, and it's a beautiful thing to watch. I mean, that's not just like, whatever, 'cause I love you anyway, but there's
thank you.
musicians you will see and things like that that you could just there's anybody that knows me knows I was never a big metal guy. I didn't grow up on a lot of metal like them guys I played with. How I wound up in a metal band like I did, I still don't know. And I never felt like I was like a really good
You
metal player.
were a really good screamer too,
And
man. Like, you had a
I know,
hell of a scream on you.
yeah, it just came out, man. It just happened that
That's
way.
so
But
funny.
how you play guitar and it's just knowing you as long as I've known you, and then watching you from the bands you've been in, and you. I know that's you playing guitar if I hear it, and then I don't know if that's a.
Oh, that's awesome.
I
Thank
mean,
you very
I mean,
that's
just
a huge compliment. Thank you very much.
oh yeah, absolutely, man. Because it's I've had this conversation. Me and Jake had this conversation not too long ago. We were just talking about old times and music, and I was like, yeah, I was letting him hear some Riding with Killer stuff. We was over here, and I told him I was like, man, you just tell that's Taylor. You hear the guitar stuff. I was like, you just I guess because I don't. I said I don't know if it's because I've known him so long, and I've heard every band he's been in and watched him, or if it's just even I'm trying to watch stuff online that people have recorded with cell phones from Taproot, and I'm like, it's Taylor. And that's Taylor playing guitar. You're playing a Taproot song, but that is definitely Taylor Roberts playing guitar. And like I
That
mean,
means
like
the world,
awesome
man.
there.
Thank you.
That is total compliment. Goes, you see that some people just going through the motions, but and I keep calling it, that's just me. I say art. I mean, that's you. You know what I mean? That's everything in you. And but yeah,
Well,
man.
I feel like whenever I get to walk up the steps or the ramp or whatever, it's almost like there's a portal. Like,
Mhm.
it's like you get to the very top, and then once you walk through it, it's like you're coming through the Stargate or something. And you're like, oh, and it's like, oh shit, here I am. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
that's when I feel like I'm me, like that's one of my favorite parts of a live show too, man, is that first initial walk on, you cross that little threshold and it's like, all right,
Yeah,
here we are, it's go time, let's do this. And yeah, man, I'm very thankful that I'm even getting back to, because there was about a 3.5, 4 year period or so where I didn't get to do jack or shit. I mean, I was in the studio, but like I
that's what I was
wasn't
about
getting
to
to
ask you. I mean,
perform.
you had to have been just, oh my god, I'm
Oh,
not on.
dude, I was losing my fucking mind, man. Like it didn't feel real, dude, because you go from touring and playing all these awesome shows and digging through the fucking trenches, and then it's like,
Mhm,
but like I felt like I had to burn my house down,
mhm,
go like take it down to the studs, like maybe even take the framing down and re-pour a new foundation, and all right,
mhm,
let's do this again, but let's make this a little more here and let's do this a little more there, and okay, now we know blah 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 blah. Like it sucked, it hurt, it was awful, but it was necessary, I think, because I wouldn't appreciate what I'm doing now, I don't think, as much as I truly do. And that's been one of my big things, is I feel like I understand. Like I still haven't fully processed everything. And even with Riding with Killers, like, dude, we've done some great shows. Like
mhm,
we haven't had a bad show yet. It's and they've all been relatively big, but even the small shows that we did in Hamtramck the other day was fucking awesome. Like we
mhm,
sold a shit ton of merch. We had people that walked up to the table and they missed our set, which was not a problem. They still bought merch and they were like, "Oh, we heard you guys on Spotify. We were really hoping to check you out. We didn't know what time you played." And it was like, "Holy shit!" Like what? Like
yeah,
and it's crazy because I'm not from here. I'm not from Detroit or this area, and that have someone I've never interacted with online, in person, or whatever just come up and, man, we're so sorry we missed your set. We love what you're doing. We want to buy 2 shirts, blah blah blah. And it was just like, all
right,
right,
yeah,
amazing, so it's I'm having fun again, man. Like I feel like that I feel like I'm 14 again, dude. Like that's the
yeah,
best way I know how to describe this. Like it's like I'm getting all geeky over cool guitars again, and gear, which I mean I've always been a gear slut and a
mhm,
whore, and that's never really gone away, but like just where my interests and tastes are, which, like all the pieces that I have are very unique. I would say, and they're really cool, but it's just like I see where I feel like I'm getting that second wind, and like I said, I feel like a teenager, dude. Like
oh yeah,
except this time, like, instead of pretending in my best friend's bedroom, at 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, music just loud enough to not piss his parents off. And we've got his guitar that, like, we both get guitars for Christmas kind of a thing, but we don't
yeah,
know how to play just yet. But we're, all right, I'm the guitar player now. You're the singer. All right, next song. All right, I'm the singer. You're the guitar player. Swap, just pretending, and then it's just like, oh, this is real now. And I don't know, man. It's really cool to just have that appreciation, man. Like I'm very happy with where life is at and how things are going, and I'm excited where the future's headed, and
oh yeah,
just really really grateful to be where I'm at, man. It's awesome.
yeah. What year was that first CPR fest that Campus was playing? Any
Ooh,
contest for you guys to open that up, or was that a
so the first big show I ever did, and this was back when Clint was still
yeah,
singing,
right,
and Brian Lohman and Cedric and Phil. We ended up winning a contest with Ernie Ball to open the Taste of Chaos tour in
oh, that's okay,
2008.
yeah,
And that was like the first time Avenged Sevenfold and Bullet for My Valentine and Atreyu had ever, and I mean ever, come to anywhere near our place, and like, dude, everybody was there. Like 10,000 asses were in 10,000 fucking seats for the opener band, which was us. And
Mhm. Oh yeah,
so that was the first big one. I was like 18 at that one. And then CPR Fest, God, was it? I feel like it might have been 2010, 2011.
it was the Taste of Chaos I was thinking of because of we had entered that contest as well, but we didn't have a good recording at all, and I knew we weren't like where we needed to be to even get in the contest.
The song "Everything" was the one that did it, man.
Yeah,
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba.
yeah, yeah.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Oh yeah,
You
and
know,
I remember seeing video of that of y'all playing that. It was almost like somebody filmed it maybe from backstage or side stage, kind of.
yeah, dude. I had a sweet. It was. I think we made. It was a live video of "Can't Have It All."
Hmm.
I think that was the name of the tune, and I think it was my ex at the time, or my like who filmed that. Pretty sure that was it was a sweet video though, man. There was an awesome pan
Hmm.
across the entire Gulf Coast Coliseum, and it
Yeah.
was that's something that I want to do both with Riding with Killers and Taproot is come back to Biloxi and play inside the Coast Coliseum.
Oh,
So Scott Fox, Kenny Vest, if you're listening,
hey, I would be there. I guarantee you that 100%. I would be there. Anywhere close. I told my wife, I was like, if I mean, even if he's with Taproot or Riding Killers, if y'all hit Atlanta, I'm even thinking maybe like Nashville, maybe New Orleans.
oh dude, man, and I obviously can't speak to any plans because I don't
Come on.
know.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but like I have a feeling, and I'm not gonna get my hopes up because it's not real till it's real, but I have a feeling that after we make it through these 21 shows, I feel like everyone's gonna want to go back out and start doing, and even if we repeat the same formula, that's happening right now, there's been talks of, going back down south and hopefully hitting, Destin.
Oh yeah.
I mean, absolutely New Orleans, like gotta come hit New Orleans, like maybe hit House of Blues or something.
Oh
That
yeah.
would be
Oh, that
such
was.
a nostalgic show,
Oh
because I mean, Catharsis and Wildfire damn
yeah. Yeah.
near became the opener house band essentially for being a non-Louisiana band.
Right.
It would shout out to House of Blues, New Orleans. Like I absolutely love and miss you guys down there. Jean was such a huge hand in getting me in that place and hooking me up with the right people. But like
Mhm.
I never played a bad show there. That was another venue, man. Like every single show at the House of Blues in New Orleans was just it was
Mhm.
perfect, man. I had my little ritual, fucking do sound check, walk down to Coops, see my people down there, see Judah, and then walk back, play a show, and
Oh yeah.
that was that. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm ranting and rambling. I'm just
Oh man.
it's just like talking with you, man, and like just going down memory lane. It's like, this lane. Oh wait, this opens up this trail, and then from
Right.
that trail we
Rabbit
go
hole.
down this stream, and then it just becomes one gigantic rabbit hole. But man, like it's so cool to just kind of go back over all this history with you, man. Like it's we had a lot of good times, dude. Like,
Yeah, that's what I
you
thought when
know.
I was thinking. I was like, what am I going to ask him? And I'm like, well, I want to kind of reminisce. This ain't gonna be the only time I have you, do this. I hope you know that. But
Yeah, no, I'd love to come hang out again, man. This has been awesome.
yeah, I definitely wanted. I was like, man, there's so much we could spend an hour just talking about this, the old days. We could spend an hour talking about
I
Celtics.
mean, sounds like we're gonna have a web series.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
chronicle of the Gulf Coast to Detroit,
Oh
you
man,
know.
that's. But when I heard you was moving, I was like, because you went to Indiana first, and then to
I was in Ohio for three
Ohio.
months, and then I was in Indiana for a year at
Year.
Sweetwater, which, like I'm glad I left, but at the same time, I'm so glad that I had that experience and I met all the people that I did. Got to add to my database of knowledge, and I got to play with, a bunch of toys that we don't get in our market in the Gulf Coast a lot, man. Because I mean, after Hurricane Katrina, like it wasn't just New Orleans. I mean, like, dude,
All right.
Pinkston's, the shop that I used, the guitar shop I was at for 10 years. I mean, we went from carrying, your artist package, PRS Custom 24, and your Gibson Les Paul standards, and even some of your nicer reissues, and ordering, the Wood Library Paul Reed Smiths for certain customers, like having that 2,000 to $5,000 range in guitars that we were able to sell and move, like the roped off section, man,
Yeah.
where like Wayne's World, like, oh, like all the beautiful things just right
Yeah.
there, but the velvet rope,
Yeah.
at Pinkston says no sir, and not, but like, we went from that to, all right, the most expensive guitar we can really sell semi consistently is like 700 to maybe $900, depending on what the $900 guitar was,
Mm,
you know? So like, yeah, man, like it was cool to get to expand on that, and like I said, man, like just things that we didn't really have access to, like in terms of studio gear, and
right.
even with certain live applications, man. Like, yeah, dude, you can outfit a Mardi Gras float, and we can outfit like a small bar or a venue, but like we're not doing, Dante, or like running multiple channels of wireless and doing wireless distribution and doing in-ear, monitor rigs, and like doing consoles that are, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And then, like, dude, we didn't even do the digital recording thing at Pinkston's, man, like, because there was no market really for it.
Right.
And, getting to spend time with, which I got to give a huge shout out to Universal Audio and my buddy Rob, who have taken such amazing care of me throughout, past my time at Sweetwater. They have still continued to be awesome to me. So really, really love Universal Audio, and shout out to Rob and everyone up there. Like, thanks for doing what you do. Um, but it was cool to get that experience. But I feel like for what I need to do in life, like I was there the perfect amount of time. I was there for a year. I got in, got out, and moved to Detroit after that because, I didn't mind driving 2 hours across the Midwest, every other weekend, really,
Hmm.
to stay with Dave and go record in Lansbury Lane Studios in Farmington, Michigan with Mark Papo.
Hmm.
But Mark was like, hey man, do you know how to paint? Because you need to be here with the band. I can offer you a job. And I was like, dude, as it just so happens, that is my trade aside from music.
Hmm.
Which it is, like, and obviously I'll touch on this too, but like I now own and operate a commercial and residential painting business that services the Metro Detroit area, basically within about, I'd say, an hour, maybe a little bit past that hour radius. But I've gotten to do a lot of really cool projects. Like, I've started hitting historical homes and buildings up here. Like, I did a 100-year-old theater off of Woodward Avenue. So I've got a building on Woodward, which is the main street that takes you straight to the middle of downtown, is Woodward Avenue. That's where they do, I'm pretty sure, the Dream Cruise. Because, it's Motor City, and
Yeah.
there's cars galore, especially summertime. Car shows fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
But it's cool, man, to be a Mississippi boy, and I got a building that I painted that anybody and their mom can go see right now
Yeah.
on the main street in Midtown, in Detroit, man. Like, it's so cool. And I've got another project that I'm doing. Some really great friends of mine, Garrett and Rocky. I do a lot of commercial work with them. Really, really appreciate those guys. But I'm doing a building in Corktown, which is like the historical section of Detroit. Like they've got some really nice older homes that are preserved really nice, like brick, roads, like the red brick roads. It's
Yeah.
really cool. But I'm doing a 40,000 square foot building inside and out,
Ooh.
and it's just me and a 21-year-old kid, Skylar, who works for me. He's dating Dave's daughter, so it's like I hired my little brother kind of a thing. You know what I mean? It was like an all in the family kind of a
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
But dude, this kid is so badass, man. Like you would not think he was 21 years old with the way that he thinks, the way that he acts, the way that he works. The just he's a good kid, man. Like I feel like I said, he's got little brother vibes. Like I feel
Mhm.
like I'm getting to be an older brother to somebody, and I get to teach him things, and he teaches me things too, which is awesome, man. Like
Yeah.
he's just such a good kid, man. I've done a lot of great work with him by my side, but yeah, man. So anyway, circling back, I got a commercial painting gig in 2019, I think it was, and that's what allowed me to move up here. And I was doing Henry Ford hospitals. I was doing Beaumont hospitals, which are some of the bigger spots up here. And then I was doing a lot of work downtown Detroit, like did a really, really sick taco joint, did a couple of them, Condados Tacos, which if you ever come up here, bro, we're going, no ifs, ands, or buts, we're going to
There.
Condados
You need a
Tacos.
taco 8 days a week, man.
Like we're gonna smoke like 5 joints and go eat tacos.
And go after
And the best part is all the artwork inside, and it's like acid inspired. It's very
oh,
cool. That's all I'll tell you. But it's a very very neat place. Excellent excellent food. So I got to start painting a lot of really cool stuff, man. I did a lot of really cool offices, a lot of doctors' offices, like just basically commercial stuff. Did a lot of really awesome businesses up in Berkeley and Birmingham, Michigan, which that's where like all the really big professional buildings are, like in big complexes where, dude, you've got probably 100 businesses, but they're all like top rated business. Like it's a really nice area, so to
Mhm.
speak. So I got to really, cut my teeth on some cool, projects working for Mark. And then after COVID happened, man, like that really dissolved that job.
Yeah.
And basically had another gig, and it ended up not working out. Because of some bullshit that happened in Ohio a few years back. But basically, I was like, well, I'm just gonna start my own business, and then here we are. So
Yeah, and that's crazy, man. Because 'cause you're especially with Taproot now, I'm sure you was at one point riding with killers and you have you're in control full in your own company, you've got everything lined up going down, and then here's Taproot, and you're like, "Whoa."
oh, dude. So like, I
3
mean,
full-time
like,
jobs.
dude, stuff still like obviously we've got the dates coming with Taproot, but dude, like our next show, we're doing a sold out show with Puddle of Mud at the Machine Shop September 15th. So like we're getting a set ready for that. I'm gearing up to release this first record,
Mhm.
which um, I've been having these moments so many times, and that's what led me to wanting to call the album this. But the first Riding with Killers record is going to be called Full Circle, because I feel
Mhm.
like that's been the theme of my life for the last year or
Yeah.
so, and we're finally like almost done with everything, and we've got everything sounding great, and that'll be releasing later in the fall, maybe around Halloween time or something. And then in November, Jacob Herman is coming back over from Gothenburg, Sweden, and we're going to finish the second Riding with Killers record. We're going to spend a week in Saline, Michigan at the Loft,
Mhm.
hanging out with Tim Paddlin, bass player of Sponge. And I fucking love Tim.
Yeah.
Uh, Dave brought me up to that studio. It's up on this gorgeous farm, and I think Tim might even have the A-frame up and going, so we might have a really cool and unique place to record some vocals. He's building the smartest, coolest house I have ever seen in my entire life, right down to the foundation and how he poured it and the systems that are running through and the way he did the plumbing and the central heating and it like it's very, very impressive what he's doing. And it's like this crazy kit house, but I don't know, I'll end up taking some pictures while we're out there recording, but you know, like I've got 2 records that I'm essentially sitting on, and then, you know, Taproot has a new album, Scissors, coming out September 29th, and, the painting business, it's been exploding lately, like, the clientele that I have been getting and the properties that I'm getting to touch, like, I just did the vice president of Morgan Stanley's house the other day up in Troy,
Oh,
Michigan, and the house was insane, but like I love that I get to be the guy that gets to work on these insanely huge and complex houses. And that one ran me into the ground a little bit though. We finished it in just under 2 weeks and it was 4,000 square feet. We did ceilings, walls, trim, doors. We fixed about 30 hot patches. We took out like 12 outlets and capped everything off with the wires and then mudded all the wall like made it look like nothing was ever there. And
mhm.
there was like I think 8 or 9 different colors and 4 different sheens, and I stripped and sprayed 70 cabinets,
Whoa.
all within like 4 days on the cabinets, which I only had like 4 days. It was like, okay, countertops are out. They'll be back with the new ones. You got like 4 days, and I'm like, this is like a 8 day job, man, because there was 3 colors between 70 cabinets, like a dark green, a beautiful light blue, and a pure white. But it's like, man, that's you're supposed to take all the hardware off, set
Mhm.
everything up in a booth, spray it, walk away for 3 hours, let it cure, come back, inspect it, sand if you need to, do it again, walk away, come back, turn it over, and you know, like there's just but it was kind of cool because it was like, well, I know that I can problem solve this. And instead of being like, man, like I can't believe I'm having to do this, it's like, man, it's cool that I get picked to do this because I can handle it and I can figure it out and I
Yeah.
can find my way around, which we did. And you know, I love getting to do unique projects. And then like going back to Matt and Sam, dude, I just did a Marvel house with them. It was a big 3,000 square foot Airbnb. It was so cool. Kiara, the designer, she killed it with the murals and all the furniture and the just the everything that she picked for that house was so cool. And we did like a Hulk room, we did an Iron Man room, we did a Captain America room, we did just a basic Avengers room.
Yeah.
You know, they had like some Spider-Man wallpaper that they put in the kitchen. Did a Black Panther room. Like, you know, it was so cool and different, and it wasn't just the all right, paint everything worldly gray,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, white ceiling, you know, which white
Yeah.
ceilings is fine and white trim is fine, but like, dude, fucking stop with the grays, man. Like,
Great.
it looks like the investor special. It looks like a flip. It
Yeah.
looks like it's like, dude, like all it's sterile. I hate it. And
Yeah.
like when I have people like Matt and Sam or Andres or you know Garrett and Rocky and people like that that like look to me for my professional opinion, which is really cool because you know they're trusting me.
Right.
Um, and like they're not just wanting to stick with ordinary shit. They want to do something that grabs you, that
Mhm.
is you know, like it's cool to finally get to start working for more people. And like Kathy and her husband Doug, man, we did such a cool basement for them. Like, you know, like I'm just meeting really great people up here that also support the music aspect of what I'm doing. It's cool, man.
Oh
So,
yeah.
you
Cool.
know,
So
it's
glad.
it's it's been busy. I could
Yeah.
talk
It's so
about
cool, man.
painting for an hour or two, man. Like
Yeah.
it's you know, it's fun.
Yeah.
Like
I,
all of it's fun. Even the hard work is fun as fuck, man. Like I might get stressed out or, you know, a little frustrated from time to time, you know, like with deadlines or blah, because like I want to make my people happy and I want to
Mhm.
do a great job, and like sometimes I make myself frantic with that need to be or to have that perfection, especially with my job. But like I still have fun with it every day, and
Yeah.
it's nice to be active and doing shit and moving and not at the same place every single time. And I still, like I mostly get to work by myself with Skylar, but like and which is nice because I'm not dealing with like 100 different people every single day,
Mhm.
but I still get to meet people. I still get to meet these homeowners and these management companies like Benita with Rental One Management. I fucking love that woman. She's so cool, so nice. And I've done some really awesome properties for them. And again, man, it's just I feel like I'm landing where I need to be in
Right.
all areas, like the Taproot thing, bouncing back with my ADHD ass. Um, like, dude, when I'm playing those songs with those guys, like I'm weirdly comfortable. Like and when I was learning them too, I was like, this feels like I need to be doing it, like it felt like I had always played those riffs,
Mhm.
and it's cool, man.
I
It's
think you're a
just really
great fit
cool.
for 'em. I've told many people that, I said that's a that's I just like you said, it just like going back to when I heard you play, just from like people's cell phone videos and things like that, I was like, oh yeah, he's uh he's got it. Jumping ahead, the, I know there's a really big festival on deck for you guys. Are you excited
Yes.
about that?
Oh my god, dude, like,
Virginia,
some
right?
oh, yeah, yeah, Blue Ridge Rock Festival,
Blue
man, that's
Ridge.
gonna be insane, bro, it's gonna be so good, and, I'm so stoked we're playing the same day as Papa Roach,
Yeah,
like, they were another one of those. I mean, dude, Between Angels and Insects is what made me want to
yeah.
play guitar,
Hmm.
and then, it'll be so cool to see those guys, and I know that the Taproot guys have had a relationship with them in the past, so it'll be cool to meet all those guys again, but this time as the guitar player for Taproot. And I'm stoked to see Parkway Drive. Dude, I'm gonna be smoking hella weed side stage watching 3 6 Mafia though. Like I can't fucking wait for that shit, dude.
Yeah.
I'm half like I wanna get there for Thursday. Or maybe it's Friday. But either I want to see Till Lindemann,
Hmm.
the front man for Ramstein. Dude, his solo work is incredible. Itch Hassan Kender.
Hmm.
I really recommend you watch that music. Like if you
Okay.
can put it on like like a big screen TV or something,
Oh, yeah,
and
living
like
room.
watch it. I mean, dude, that's what we do. Dave gave me this dope little home theater that he wasn't using. That kicks some fucking ass, man.
Yeah.
But like I basically use my PlayStation and go to YouTube and watch. Like I really love watching music videos that way nowadays. But
Mhm.
that was one of those videos that like I was just glued to the TV, and I was like, the storyline is incredible. The
Mhm.
way that this is filmed is amazing, and the song itself is just such. Oh my god! Like I want to see that live. So I'm hoping they'll hook us up with some early passes, and I would really love to see Cypress Hill. I
Oh,
think they're Thursday. Like, oh my god, man.
that would be
There
great.
there's a lot of bands
It's a
that,
whole
like,
lot, man.
if I
Yeah.
can take some time off and get some passes and figure that out, and not to mention, dude, I wanna have all the gear down there anyway, like, I ain't doing the drive-in super late, like, not for that show, fuck that, man, I wanna be there,
Mhm.
I want to be close by. I want to figure out if maybe there's a way to drop gear off at the festival and have it in, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or do something to where like I know the gear is going to be fine but like I want to get there early and there's a lot of bands that I really really want to see that I've never gotten to see cuz like when bands were even coming close cuz we don't I'll be real, man. Like on the Gulf Coast, we don't get the shows that we
No.
get. Like even in Detroit
Yeah.
and but we're Macy and I are gonna go to Chicago this weekend just to fuck off and get away because dude, we've been going so hard between
Mhm.
music and painting and playing out of state and travel like we've been going and doing fun stuff, but it's always been work. Like so that's kind of our thing is to jump over there. But like dude, like the shows that come through Chicago, the shows that come through Detroit, like oh my God, like it's insane. Like from pop to even country, even it's not like the new age stuff, it's not my vibe. Like I like older stuff for
Mhm.
sure. I mean, you and I are on the same page with that.
Cool.
But like, dude, the artists that come through, and I guess it's because they have the ability to sell a fuckload of tickets,
Mhm.
and but you know what I mean? Like, anytime any bands that I remotely wanted to see would maybe have an Atlanta date or New Orleans date or something, like I was always on the road. I was always on
Mhm.
tour, or they just don't touch our area. And there's
Right.
a lot of artists that just do not touch the South. They don't,
Right.
and if they do, it's down in like, maybe Miami or
Right.
Tampa
I like that.
or
Yeah.
or or something like that, but there's a lot of bands that I would really love to see, but I'm so stoked for that. We may or may not have some special things planned for that one.
Oh yeah.
That's all I can say. It's gonna be sick, man. It's that one's gonna be a real one too. To just like that, I there's a bug in here, but that one's gonna be very surreal too, man. Especially with what we're gonna be doing for that show, how we're doing it, and then the show that we're just playing in itself. Because I mean, we're the same day as Megadeth,
Mhm.
Papa Roach, Parkway Drive. Um, there's a bunch others. I don't have the list in front of me, but my God,
Every
what a
band.
stacked day, man! Like
Yeah.
I never did I ever, like I mean
Yeah.
I always hoped and dreamed that I would get there, and I always felt like I could find a way, but it's just
Yeah.
like, like we're built up high. Like it's crazy to be built up that high on a
Yeah.
festival that crazy,
Oh
you
yeah, man.
know.
I wanted to go
Um
so bad. My buddy Aaron lives up that way, and it's my I got a baby coming, and it's my baby's going to be here in about 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks. So it's
oh
like,
wow, well congratulations,
yeah,
dude.
there's no. I'm too old to be making babies, right? No. But nah, man, my buddy Aaron, he was just in town. He's we played in bands together back in like 2003. We grew up together, but his wife, they met in Jacksonville. He moved to Jacksonville. He did music out there, got to play some great venues. He was in a pretty good band out there. Then they moved to San Diego because she's Navy, so they've kind of done that. And now they've
Okay.
come back to Virginia, and he's a lot like us. You would love him, man. He's a great dude.
Yeah. Y'all should
He.
come, man.
That's what I told. Well, I was like, my baby's gonna be so. I think it's is it in September? The
Yeah, September 9th. That's the day we're playing,
Yeah,
I want to say.
and my baby's due date originally is September 7th. And I'm like, and he was just in town
Yeah,
2 weeks
I
ago.
mean, maybe be there for the birth of your child.
That's what I was like. He's like, "Yeah, but if the baby" now they're talking about maybe being August 30th, and I'm like, "I don't know that I can leave that soon after my baby's born." And
I
she's
mean,
like, "You
unless
gotta
you
take
catch
the
a
days
plane
to load up
ride
and
and
go."
you do some shit where you're in and out in like 2 or 3 days, if you can do something like that, maybe. But like
Yeah.
at the same time, like you might need to be there for mama.
Yeah, that's my thing. 'Cause I told him, I was like, "Man," he's like, "Dude, look, you don't understand. We'll stay stoned the whole time we're there. This will be great. We haven't done nothing together like this in years, and we'll just, you know what I mean." He and I was like, "I really, really want to, man." I said, I don't know. Mama would probably be not too thrilled about that in the least bit.
It would be sweet though, man. That would be a hell of a reunion. That would be a
Oh,
fun. We could do a live on scene podcast.
oh, absolutely. All my stuff's portable,
It'd
man.
be
That's
part
what I was telling
two.
you. Yeah, he's got but yeah, I told him when he was down here, I was like, man, I showed him some of y'all stuff, or riding with Killers, even all, I said, I've known Taylor a long time, and he was like, dude, he plays guitar for Taproot? And I'm like, oh my god. And I'm like, you got to come. We've got to go. We've got to do this. Is just meant to be. And I'm like, dude, my baby's gonna be like a week old. I said, don't think I don't want to, man. But yeah, I knew you had to be stoked for that one. Y'all just stay away from Limp Bizkit, right? Isn't that the rule?
Dude, I mean, I
That's
I
floating
feel
around
like there, I
Facebook
feel
again.
like
Have you seen
there's
that?
dude, it's hilarious, man. There was a guy who dresses up as Fred Durst's Darren out in Pittsburgh. He's so funny, man.
Yeah,
He's a great photographer, man, and he does a lot of just like it's like painfully awkward, but that's what makes it so funny.
yeah.
And he did a video about that phone call right before I joined the band, and it started making the rounds, and then I got the call, and it became even funnier and it just started resurfacing again. But I feel like there's a pathway to make everyone just laugh about this and then become the best of friends.
Oh yeah,
You know, because like, dude, this is a Limp Bizkit household. I'll have you
yeah.
know. So, which Macy almost bought a fucking which I still think she should. Wink, wink, hint, hint, and a nudge. This Waltz, then she could probably hear me that said, "This is a Limp Bizkit household," like as a doormat. I think that'd be the funniest shit in the world. But
That's,
I keep telling the guys, like, man, we need to play a Halloween show, and we need to just full Limp Bizkit out. Like Steve
yeah,
needs to get the red hat and get the fucking Adidas, and I
oh yeah,
like. And I'm just really looking for an excuse to not wear a shirt and paint my entire torso like black and white and do the crazy hair
yeah.
and the crazy contact I really want to West but do you know how much fun that would be and then we play like a Limp Bizkit cover at the like come the fuck on that would
Oh
be so
man,
cool that would
dude,
be so much fun
me and
and
Brian
Steve would
Logan
kill it
like
like
the
he
best
did a
friends
Limp Bizkit
for
cover in Pittsburgh.
Limp Bizkit, like cover band. Me and Brian Logan, and every time I mention it, he's like, "Dude, I'm serious." And I'm like, "Oh,
Brian Lohman would be the man to make that cover band happen for sure.
yeah,
He would be the one.
yeah,
But like no man, I would oh I fucking got it. Hell yeah. Fuck you, bug. Dude, I've been like trying to ninja this shit for like the last 15, 20 minutes and I got him. Suck it.
right,
Um but yeah man, I would love to stay Sunday if we could and see I've never gotten to see Limp Bizkit live. I would
oh
love
my,
to see them. Westmoreland is one of the coolest guitar players that has
oh
ever
yeah,
hit the scene. He is unique. And he's designed some incredible guitars too, man. Like
mhm,
his customs that he did with Yamaha for what was it, Blacklight Burns? I hope I'm saying that right.
yeah,
Um, but like, dude, and even the shit that he did with PRS, man, he did
oh
some
yeah,
weird stuff with them, like that I would love to just jam and see what kind of weird sounds that you can make on some of those guitars that he has just created out of the blue. Like he's a very cool guitar player. And then like the fucking Still Sucks, that the opening song, boom, boom,
yeah,
boom, boom,
yeah,
wow, boom, 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 boom. Oh my
yeah.
god, dude! Like that record. Which speaking of, like I'm very disappointed in myself. I need to put that bitch back in regular rotation, man. I feel like I listened to that record probably 30 or 40 times in a row. Like when it came out, like that was one of my painting albums. Like when I would do a big project, I could put that record on and it would make an hour go by like that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it was just like you dancing and, like his, the riffage and I don't know, man, just
You talking
fucking
about the
A,
newest
dude.
album, that last one they put out?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Oh my God.
dude, the
Yes.
Bad Vibes, man. That's
Still
me all day
sucks. It was,
long.
I think it was. Fucking snacky poo. Dude, but it's hilarious, but like it's so fucking good at the same time. Like it felt like I was back in the early 2000s. I was like, oh my God, thank you, nostalgia. Mwah.
Yeah.
Like but it was still new as fuck and fresh,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
as Fred Durst
Oh,
says in the
absolutely.
song. But it's true.
Yeah.
Like it is fresh, but at the same time, it's like it's old school as fuck, and it works so well. But like, dude, a Limp Bizkit Taproot tour would be fucking bananas. Or
Woo.
like, I hope something like that gets to come back up next year, man. I hope we knock off the dust. I hope some cool offers come in. I hope we get to do whatever. Like, I want to go. I want to do the thing, with Taproot and with Riding with Killers, and I really feel like I'm about to have a very cool symbiotic relationship between the two bands because, you know, like Riding with Killers doing well and
Mhm.
like with the way that like especially like the Alien Ant Farm show we just did at District 142. Holy fuck. Holy
Mhm.
shit, like, dude, it was packed.
Mhm.
Like if we keep playing shows like that and doing well on this record, slams like I know it's going to. Like we've got some good fucking tunes
Yeah.
on the song that I haven't heard yet that we did with Matt that I'm so excited for. And then the record that we did with Jacob, man, I think that one's gonna just fucking everyone's gonna be like, the fuck? Like it's
Mhm.
I know that like we've got some really, really good things on deck and really great times ahead with Riding with Killers, but it's like I feel like we're just gonna do nothing but boost each other up, man. Like
Yeah.
Tapper doing well means Riding with Killers will do well, and then we start doing even better, and then building that community and that relationship with our audience, and then like, well, hey, just so you know, like I also play guitar from that, and then you
Mhm.
start bringing in other fans that, that are newer that our music might appeal to, that might not have heard of Taproot yet, and then vice versa with Taproot to us. It's a really cool channel that I feel we've opened up, and I'm just really excited to bounce back and forth and it feels good to be doing music again to this capacity. And I can't not mention this either because I love her oh so dearly as well as her band, Audrey Ray, a country artist that I have started to jam with, and I'm supposed to go do some studio stuff with her
Mhm.
and Tim up at the loft hopefully soon. But like, dude, I didn't have that on my bingo card playing for a
Right.
country artist, but like she's not playing this bullshit country pop, wish we were
Right.
rock star. Like there is a genre,
Yeah.
the bro country, the
Yeah.
the let's pander to our audience, the let's like and unfortunately it's very prevalent right now, but like I feel like she's writing like actual good country songs. Like there's almost like a bit of a Dolly vibe and like old school, just like it's cool, man. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I really, really like what she's doing with her songs, and I think she's got a really cool career ahead of her. And I'm very thankful to be considered to go play music with them whenever I can fill in for them. So it's like, I mean, technically, dude, I'm in three bands right now.
Right.
The
So
country
that
get
wasn't
like,
just like a one-off thing with her then. That was a you're
oh,
actually
dude, I unfortunately had to turn this down. And I mean, I guess I technically could make it work, but at the same time, like it's going to be a really, really big show. So Tapper's doing Taste of Madison,
Mhm.
in Wisconsin, and dude, I've always wanted to play that festival too, man. It's so badass. I really like downtown Madison. That's where I've done a lot of, even when it was still Cathersons before we changed the name, we went and recorded, Villain up at Madison at Matt's house in his
Yeah.
studio in his basement. Um, and I always really liked the downtown Madison area. And then when I did the Riding with Killer stuff, I stayed by myself in downtown Madison at a hostel, and it's just so badass. You can see the Capitol. Well, they set the stage up, and the band, like my view, aside from a packed audience, which they always have like tens of thousands of people come through every year when they do that. It's a big annual, kind of like how CPR Fest is.
Right.
Same fucking thing.
Mhm.
Um, but just with was it WJJO? God, I hope I'm getting those call numbers correctly. And if I'm not, like, please forgive me. I will make another video and beat myself up, but I'm fairly certain that's the correct call signs for them. Um, which, dude, I need to look that up real fast. um, I feel I'm gonna go with my gut, and I'm gonna say that should be okay. Um, but again, but either way, like you get the capital right behind,
Mhm.
and we're co-headlining with Nonpoint, so we're gonna be playing at night. Like everything's gonna be lit up. It's gonna be just super fantastic. But and it sucks because I really would have liked to have played this festival too over in Royal Oak called Arts Beats and Eats, so which is an area of Michigan that I really really enjoy. Great city. Um, but Audrey's playing over at that festival, and it's the day before. But it's like there's like a 7 hour stretch between that festival and getting to Madison, Wisconsin, and it's like her sets at like eight from 7 or 8 to 9 or 7 to 8, something, a nice, really good primetime slot. But it's like, man, I would literally have to play a set, get off stage, jump in a car, drive like 6 hours, and not get, I would argue, proper sleep versus get there the day before, get to the hotel, sleep soundly, get to, and we got sound check at 9 a.m. too. There's also that little
Wow,
fact
yeah.
too. So, I just, unfortunately I had to turn it down, but like, I feel like I've got more dates with Audrey coming up that I'm really excited about. Dude, everybody in her band, Tim normally plays bass, but, you know, um, every now and again, whenever he can't do it, they'll throw, oh my God, I'm having a brain fart right now. But basically, when certain people can't
Right.
be there, like they'll give me the call. So, I'm really stoked to be playing with so many different artists and musicians up here in Michigan. Like Jed and Chris, who are in Riding with Killers with me now, and I
Yeah.
actually have a solid band that I
Yeah.
can start booking shows. Like I absolutely love those boys. They're in it to win it. They want to do it. They want to be here. They dig what I'm doing and the music that I'm writing, and we all get along. And again, it's like it's just cool to be in a band with good dudes, and and just so many good people all across the board between Audrey and Taproot and Riding with Killers. Like I consider myself very lucky, and it's just good to be back, man.
Oh,
It's really
absolutely.
good to be back.
Absolutely. From a break, like you said, that little span of not doing anything, and now you're like, woo.
Now it's like being pulled in 30 different directions. So
Awesome, man. Hey, we went over an hour, but you know what? I don't care. Uh,
yeah,
I knew that was going to happen anyway.
yeah. And that'll be my cue to go eat some dinner because I'm starving.
Oh, yeah, I understand that. Yeah, man. But brother, I love you 100%, man. You know that, and
I love you too, man. I'm
thanks.
so happy that you're still around, man.
Yeah,
Dude, this is let's see, what are we're closing in the next couple years on 20 years of friendship.
that's
We're
it, man.
closing in on it. We're getting
That's
there.
it. Yeah, I still, I'll always hold it over your head that you told me I was too old to sing for y'all in Cactus, but man, it's all love, buddy. You know that. You know I'm one of your biggest fans. There ain't no doubt about it, brother. But
That means the world to me, man. Like I'm so happy that we're still friends and you're still here, and
absolutely.
I love you, and I'm happy things are great in your world, and congratulations to you and the family, and I'll be on the lookout.
Oh, absolutely. And y'all get your butts down south, man, even if it's riding with killers, whoever it is, because if it's in about a 5, 6 hour drive, I'm going to be there, my man.
We'll make it happen, bro. I've been talking with Greg down at 99 Rock and in Club LA. I miss my people down there. I really want to get back there. I want to bring Riding with Killers to New Orleans. And I'll tell you too, man. Once once I get this record with Jacob done, I'm definitely gonna do an album release party in Michigan. Maybe we'll be at the point of where we can book a release show at District 142 in Wyandotte. I love that venue. Or honestly, maybe we could do the Machine Shop. Like that would be
That'd
fucking
be great.
gnarly. I'd love to do an album release show at the Machine Shop, but I got to do something in Michigan
Yeah.
because we're doing vocals here. I'm gonna do one in New Orleans because we did the music down there, and Devin Clark from Cane Hill did the drums on that record.
Nice.
Um, and James Laskew came back to do the bass on the second record. He did the first as well. And there's a couple songs that we're going to carry over that Tim
Hmm.
Krukowski did.
Hmm.
But I'm also going to do an album release party in Gothenburg, Sweden. Like I want to do that. I've got to go there to play some music since I spent a month there, and
Right.
I spent a lot of great time there. I made family and my Sweden fam. Like I love you all like more than words could ever express. Like I've never felt more normal and at home and around family in my entire life than when I was with there. Like there was no adjustment, there was no nothing. It was just here we are. Love
Right.
you,
Yeah.
we're each other's people. Like it was instant. Um, so yeah, man. I've got some things to do, but I'm making plans. But I'm definitely gonna come down there with both band. I feel like Taproot will be down there, and I know Riding with Killers will be down there. Like I know it'll be great to book. Like if I could do a little run, hit like Club LA. Maybe Brad and company would want to bring us back to Soul Kitchen or something. Like I slung some tickets for some Soul Kitchen shows, man. Like I
Yeah.
moved a bunch,
Yeah.
and maybe we'll get to do another CPR fest, hit the
Yeah.
Gulf Coast that way, or maybe Hard Rock, man. It would be fun as fuck to go play the Hard Rock Room. I would love that, and then and hit New Orleans. I also really want to do a show at Santos over in New Orleans, like do like a nice little intimate,
Hmm.
show. That would be another, maybe do a weekend in New Orleans, man. That might be the ticket. Do a show at
Hey,
Santos and then do a big old show, at House of Blues. That sounds like a fucking winner right there.
it does, man. All day long.
Anyway, I'm gonna go smoke some more weed, and
Yes,
I'm
sir.
gonna go I'm gonna go eat some food. Thank you so much for having me, man. The chat
Thank
was awesome, and I
thank
can't
you,
wait to do
brother.
this again.
Absolutely, man. I love you, dude, and we'll talk to you soon.
Love you, bro. Take care, man.